Hello guys, what I want to show you today is how you can create a form in Hubspot. So as usual guys, we are inside of Hubspot here. This is our main dashboard, as you can see. And now we just have to go to the marketing section in this little menu here, okay? If you cannot find this menu, remember that sometimes it is actually collapsed. So you can just click on this button here to collapse the navigation menu and just come to the marketing menu. And then I want you to click on forms in here. Once you're ready, just click on create a form. And here you're going to see basically HubSpot updated forms editors. Okay, that is a default that we have in 2025, and it supports different things. Okay, you can have, like a template, which is in here in the help me get started, or you can, set it up for yourself from scratch. Okay. This is what I'm actually going to do. So I'm going to click on I will set up for myself. By the way, guys, if you, for whatever reason, have a form that is older than 2025, when you try to edit it, and, HubSpot is going to show the legacy form articles, okay, for older forms. But once you create like a new one, this is what's going to be shown in here, okay, which is what we're going to do. So here we have the editor for our form, okay? As you can see, it's pretty overwhelming. We have a lot of options, and I'm going to guide you through each of them. All right. Now, first of all, let's give this a new name. I'm going to name this website audit. Okay. And I'm going to, choose step. Now, this is very important, guys. If your account uses brands, you have to choose the brand during the creation because this is not going to be able to be changed later. So how are you going to do this is by basically coming to, here, the styling. And from here, you can modify, the styling of the form, okay? I'm talking about from the form, from the font, the fill. I'm talking about, the font size, the different colors, and so on and so on, okay? You can modify this to your liking and even add like a different background, in terms of colors, in terms of images, and things like that. This is pretty good. You can even add like a progress bar, as you can see in here. Even more importantly though, if your account or your company uses a certain, branding, you can use this branding, okay, from your company. So you're gonna have a button here that's gonna say use brand, and this is gonna be modified. So that's cool. If you want to create your own branding setting, just click in here, and that's gonna take you here, okay? And you can add your own logo, colors, and so on and so on. Now guys, let's start completing this form, okay? I just wanted to go to this add button here. As you can see, this plus icon, and I want you to start dragging whatever fields you want to drag, okay? As you can see, we have first name, last name, and email, but you can drag as many as you want. For example, I'm just going to go to properties in here, and I'm going to add company name. I think that's quite essential, and I'm going to add it below the email. And I also want to add like a website URL, but since there's no property like that, I'm just going to have to go to fields, and I'm going to add a single line text in here, as you can see, and I'm going to modify this, guys. I'm going to modify this, and I'm going to name this website URL, okay? And now, the user is going to have to copy paste his URL. Actually, HubSpot found a similar property, so I can just, modify this by clicking in here, and that's pretty much it. If you want to make one field mandatory or required, you just have to click on it. For example, let's click on first name. Let's scroll down in here, and let's click on require field, and that's going to mark it with this asterisk, okay, and it's going to make it mandatory for the user to submit this form. Finally, which I forgot, I'm going to add one more field, which is going to be basically the number of employees, and that's going to be very important, guys, because that's going to allow me to also apply some conditional logic, okay? So what I would like to do in here is basically apply some logic, okay? So I'm just gonna click on this little, field in here, and I'm gonna go to logic. Now, it is very important, guys, to notice that in order to apply logic, you need to have a professional plan on HubSpot, okay, which is gonna cost you money. Fortunately, you can start a 14-day free trial for this, okay? So that's cool, all right? But you need this in order to be able to apply logic. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to search for this field, which is the number of employees. Here we have it. And because this is a number, I can apply a numerical filter to this, which is that if the number of employees is greater than 50, I'm going to make it like this. Then what's going to happen is I'm going to go to the then section and I'm going to click on, for example, redirect to an external page or to a Hubspot page and so on and so on. Okay, guys? So this is something that you can do. You can redirect your, form or the client to a certain page if he fulfills a certain criteria. For example, if he has like a big company, you can redirect him to something else, to HubSpot page or to a meeting link or things like that. Depends on you. And that's going to be like our first rule, and you can apply many, many more. So now, guys, because this is a two-step form, what are we going to do is we're going to come to this little button here that says contents, and I'm going to click on add another step. Amazing. Now, similarly, we have to start dragging the fields that we want to do. In my case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to fields, and I'm going to go to basically drop down. Amazing. And I'm going to name this use case, right? And after you click here, you can rename these little options that we have. We can add more fields, such as, for example, the budget that we want to have, the budget range, the timeline, and then things like that. For the timeline, I'm going to drop a date field, which is going to be like estimated, let's see, estimated completion date. All right. Now, something that I also strongly recommend you to do is add a consent block, okay? And how are you going to do this is by going to the add again, and then we're going to click on others, and then I want to go to data privacy. You can also add a CAPTCHA, by the way, but as you can see in here, this is what we have. And you can, of course, modify this to your liking, just write your own message, what you want to tell to the user. But the important part is this tick in here. Okay, that's what he's gonna be. That's what he's gonna have to tick in order to have, the consent. And as usual, if you want to make it as a required field, I recommend you clicking here. And also, you have to check, what kind of, communication you want to subscribe in for: marketing information, customer service, or one-on-one. I'm also gonna add a CAPTCHA, like I said before, as you can see in here. And when I'm ready, I'm just gonna click on review and update. Click on update, and that's it. Now this page should open in here. You can view your form by clicking on this button, which is what I'm going to do. And here's how it looks, okay? And any user can fill this. As you can see, we have a CAPTCHA. And now it's basically time to either embed it in our website, which we can do by clicking with these two options in here, or just copy it and share it with whoever we want it, okay, to fulfill it. So just click in here and just copy this link and just send it via email, via WhatsApp, different things that you can do. You can also just copy the code and you can paste it in your main body of your web page. Or you can also use the automatic option from Hubspot, as you can see here. But in order to do this, you actually need a Hubspot page, okay, which most of you will not have, because most of you will have like your own page. So yeah, guys. Whenever you want to see the submissions, okay, just come to marketing again, forms, just click on the submission here on this form. And if you click on submissions, you're going to be able to see, the users, the prospects that have, submitted this form here. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. You can build very complete forms, okay, and you can apply a lot of logic to them to make them your own, okay, and to, make better sales. So that's pretty much it, and thank you so much, guys.